Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to Shifting Lanes. Today I have to unmodify my car, my C30, in order to make it faster. But to explain why, well, we kind of have to go for a drive.
Shifting Lanes would like to thank this month's sponsor, Avalon King Armor Shield 9. Check the link in the description below to go to their website and see their ceramic coating next level product, Armor Shield 9. Use code SHIFT25 to receive $25 off your purchase of Armor Shield 9. We have this on our cars and it is an amazing product. Get yours today. Check the link in the description below or go to avalonking.com and use code SHIFT25.
So as many of you know, I have recently made the switch to a Shark tune. One of the things Shark flat out told me from the onset is that sometimes they have a little bit of an issue with the Elevate TCV as far as how it works with their tune. Now, as many of you know, the tunes in general, it works on all the sensors in your engine basically, and that tells the ECU what's going on, and then it tells basically the engine and the turbo and all that fun stuff to do things accordingly. So basically the TCV is telling the ECU what the turbo's doing in its simplest form, and it helps regulate boost in conjunction with the wastegate and so on and so forth. So we're going to replace the Elevate with a stock, an OEM replacement, basically a new version of what this car came from factory with. Now, the Elevate TCV, it's been great so far. It's worked fine. It hasn't missed a beat. It hasn't caused any issues whatsoever. We're just doing this because, well, the Shark tune, it likes the stock TCV or the OEM TCV a lot better than it does the Elevate. Now, by no means does the Elevate TCV not work with the Shark tune. It works great. However, we have a little, I don't know what you want to call it, little rough spots in the tune. First off, I know this is like a four-letter word for us, but we're not making as much boost as we should. We were making about 16 pounds. We should be making closer to 18 pounds. I know 2 PSI doesn't sound like a lot, but it does make a fairly large difference. And the other thing is that around 2,500 RPM, the car kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It almost feels like the world's smallest shot of nitrous. Effectively, the car kind of jumps forward. It makes like this instant burst of power that really doesn't correspond to pedal position. So, while not the end of the world when you're kind of driving around having fun, it's definitely, you don't notice it as much in the taller gears. But in first gear, just kind of creeping around parking lots, pulling out of parking lots and stuff, it's definitely very noticeable, and it's definitely a little bit of a pain in the rear end when I'm just driving around normally. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take out the Elevate TCV and we're going to put in a stock one. This isn't going to be so much a how-to on that. If you want to basically see how to replace your TCV, I've linked the TCV replacement we did way back almost a year ago up here in the card. Check that out. But today we're going to just swap it out. Then we're going to reflash the ECU as per Shark's request. And then we're going to see if it helped kind of smooth things over, if we're making boost like we should, all that other fun stuff. If not, then we're going to reach out to Shark. They're going to rework our tune a little bit, smooth it out, refine it a little bit if it needs it, and then hopefully we'll be making proper boost, and we can go to the dyno and see just how much power we're putting down to the front wheels. So we were literally starting the car to pull it into the shop to tackle the TCV, and well, let's throw the code reader on it and see what happens. So the code turns out was a bad O2 sensor, which again had me pretty bummed because, well, it's just another thing I had to do that's preventing me from finishing this car. But then I remembered I have a stash of parts, and I do remember getting a O2 sensor a while back that I had just been putting off putting in, and lo and behold, there she is. So while we're doing the TCV, we're also going to replace the O2 sensor. Shouldn't be a pain. This is the rear O2 sensor. So let's get the hood open, get to work, and see if we fix our issues. So here's our new TCV. It looks very familiar to most. This is an OEM replacement, basically what the car came with from factory. Just real quick to go over what each of these does. You have wastegate, which is this one right here. You have turbo inlet nipple here, and our compressor nipple there. So basically what I recommend is as you take it off of the old TCV, whether you have an Elevate like we do or a stock one, just take it off, put the new one on. Take it off, put the new one on, so on and so forth. So we're going to get this in, and then we're going to tackle the O2 sensor, which I'm really hoping doesn't fight me. Okay, that little white blob you see in the center of your screen is my Shark tuner. We're going to reflash the ECU per their request after replacing the TCV. So what you are watching here is basically me drive the car around off boost. It's recommend you do this for anywhere between 2 and 10 miles, depends on who you ask. But the reason you do this is it gives the ECU a chance to learn before you really put your foot down. It kind of, a lot of people refer to this as short-term learning for the ECU. And this allows the ECU to basically work with the tune as optimally as possible. So obviously it is, well, it's the next day. We ran into some issues, and I spent the rest of my night trying to figure it out. Unfortunately, to no avail. Basically, after we drove around for about 10 miles, off boost, trying to get everything to where it needs to be, let the ECU learn and all of that fun stuff, we then did some short little power pulls, and it didn't go well. At first, if I just straight mashed the throttle, floored it, we stuck at like 4 or 5 pounds of boost, which obviously not very good. If I rolled into the throttle, got up above 5 pounds, and then hit it, I was getting close to 17, 18 pounds, which was good, which was great. And then some more time went on, and then even that wasn't working. It would like peak at 12, 10, 12, kind of fall back down. It was all over the place. Boost was everywhere. So I decided at that point it was a bad idea to continue driving the car, trying to figure where my boost was. I went in, I looked at the TCV, everything looked okay. We are so close, and it keeps throwing up roadblocks. I really want to just anyway, we're gonna try to figure it out. Hopefully by next video I have this kind of resolved, and we can move on to the suspension bushings and stuff that I wanted to put in, and so on. But yeah, as of right now, I'm back to being at a loss, which is awesome. Just great. Just really great. Anyway, if you liked the video, like the channel, consider hitting that thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't already. Mash that notification bell so you get all of Shifting Lanes videos as we release them. If you want to help support the channel, one of the easiest and best ways to do that is head on over to our Teespring account. You can get some really awesome swag, and you're helping out Shifting Lanes. So It's a great way for you to get something and basically to help us out. If you want to continue the conversation out of here, you can follow us on social media at Shifting Lanes, or I personally am at Chenedy83. This car. Well, that's it for this one. I guess I'll catch you guys next time.